I'm sure that even people who don't study metaphysics can feel that something big is happening. There were more changes in the last few decades than in all the other centuries combined. And that's because Earth and everything that is on top of it is shifting from the third to the fifth dimension. If you want to understand better this planetary transition, definitely this video is for you. Many psychics and channelers are talking about this transition, but today I chose to tell Dolores Cannon's version because, as a past life hypnotherapist, many of her clients reported the same story. And as she used to say, when you have thousands of people who don't know each other talking about the same things, it gives validity to the content. She made a compilation of these sessions and published the book The 3 Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth. If you want to know more about her work, you can watch her interviews on YouTube. The beginning of this transition took place when the atomic bombs exploded during World War II. The gamma rays they emitted caught up the attention of our older and more evolved brothers who live on other planets. And when they came here to see what was happening and to prevent us from destroying ourselves, they were attacked. If you research about the UFO phenomenon, you'll see that the numbers of incidents and sightings have really increased since World War II. There is a super interesting video that proves this story where the former Defense Minister of Canada, Paul Hellyer, says that they came here to help, but the Americans shot them down before asking what they wanted. I'll leave the link below so you can watch it later. Just like humans, there are good and bad extraterrestrials. In this galaxy, the good ones are part of the Galactic Federation of Light, which would be like a planetary organization in the same way as we have UN here. Who belongs to this group obeys to the guidelines of the Federation, and very often they are aligned with the divine laws, and one of them is the law of non-interference, which means they cannot invade or interfere with the progress of a world because it goes against free will. Besides our brothers from the stars, Earth has its own consciousness as well, and it was tired of seeing history repeating itself because many other civilizations got to the same level of progress we are now in self-destructed, like Atlantis and Lemuria. The consciousness of the planet emanated a request for help to make an evolutionary leap. Because of this request, and as we did not accept help from our cosmic brothers and they could not invade either, it was decided to send help from the inside to make the change happen. That's when many souls from other worlds volunteered to come here to be born as human beings. The volunteers are souls from higher levels of consciousness, usually from the fifth dimension and above, and from other planets and star systems. Many have not incarnated on Earth before, and some have never even had a physical body. Some of the terms used to refer to them are starseeds, indigos, crystals, and rainbows children. Indigos are seen as the ones who came to question and tear down the system, so the crystals and rainbows can build a new one. As the energetic change must be gradual so as not to fry the planet, Dolores Cannon classified and called these souls the 3 waves of volunteers, and they are described by her as follows. The first wave started to arrive here after World War II in the late 40s and is described as the avant-garde generation. They had a hard time adjusting here because they don't like violence and they're not used to strong negative emotions. They also feel very homesick and wanted to go home, even though they have no conscious idea where their home might be. The second wave was born between late 70s and late 90s, and people from this generation have a unique energy that affects everyone they come in contact with. They're described as antennas, beacons, channels of energy, but as they don't like to be with other people, they isolate themselves, which defeats their purpose. The third wave started to come in the early 2000s and is described as the generation that will change the world. These people came with all the knowledge they need in their unconscious, but unfortunately, because they operate in different frequencies, they are misunderstood, misdiagnosed, and medicated. According to Dolores, many people from the first and second wave don't want to have children because they know on an unconscious level that the children create ties with this planet and they just want to finish what they came to do here and go back home. Earth is transitioning from the third to the fifth dimension. It is shifting from being a dual world where you have light, darkness, limitations, and the illusion of separation to become a more unified planet aligned with the divine light. Some people ask, but what about the fourth dimension? The fourth dimension is the astral plane, a non-physical copy from here. It still has dualities, limitations, and separation. It is the place where many people go after they die. To make this change, it is necessary to shift the collective energies of the planet and the mentality of humankind, and that's what the volunteers are helping with. Before their arrival, the souls that were reincarnating got so used to the human ways of thinking that they stopped evolving and became stagnant in a vicious cycle of countless reincarnations. Because death eliminates only the physical body, the soul still carries the mental and emotional body to the fourth dimension, which makes it harder to get out of this cycle. As the volunteers have not been earthly brainwashed, it is easier for them to spiritually awaken to higher levels of consciousness. When they do that, they help to shift the planet's collective consciousness, because when they remember soul matters, the information becomes available for everybody to access it as well. And that's why you have an increasing number of people awakening spiritually in the last decades. Another thing they do, they absorb many dysfunctional behaviors that human beings have and transform them in a healthy way to show the path to other people through their own examples. Many of these behaviors are repetitive and passed down from generation to generation. It takes only one member of a family to break the cycle. Besides all of this, energetically speaking, as Earth's collective consciousness was very dense and the light being's energy is very subtle, it was hard to change the planet's vibration from the outside because the light could not penetrate. It was like oil and water, two different layers that didn't mix. When the volunteers incarnated here, they helped to plug into that subtle energy and bring more of it to the planet's surface. If we look at our world today, it is hard to see light in everything that is happening because it looks like we're still on the path of self-destruction. About this, I just would like to say that for a new world to be born, the old one must die. And all the collapse we're observing in politics, economy, education, among others, are just indicators that these systems are dying so new ones can emerge. The first volunteers became adults in the 70s, and look how many things have changed since then. Not everything is negative, a lot of good things came out as well. The world has become much more connected and accessible, which reflects the more unified consciousness of the fifth dimension. As the energies are also getting more subtle, we are way more accelerated, not just in terms of time, which is passing much faster, but in the amount of information and growth we can process in just one incarnation, which you should take many lifetimes before. Maybe this transition will take another 50 years to finish, but if you consider how big it is, 100 years total is not much. There's something really important that I need you to understand. As I explained on my quantum physics video, all probable futures already coexist in parallel realities, which means in one of them this transition worked out, the other one it didn't. Now, which Earth you are going to? Third or fifth dimensional one, that's completely up to you, because that's an individual choice about evolving spiritually or not. And how do you make this choice? If your consciousness gets stuck in the mentality of the third dimension, which includes feelings of separation, right or wrong, judgment, punishment, revenge, you'll continue to live in worlds that have these topics for you to explore. So focus less on other people's choices and on what is happening in the world around you, and focus more on yourself. The more you are aligned with the divine light and learn to judge less and have more compassion, naturally you'll be more aligned with the consciousness of the fifth dimension. There's something else that I wanted to mention, and I left it to the very end of this video on purpose, because only people that are compatible with this kind of content will watch until here. This transition has also another name, the second coming of Christ. Christ is a consciousness of the fifth dimension. There is no way he can return as a single person in the middle of 7 billion, say he's Christ, and be taken seriously. The times we're living now don't need a prophet for you to follow. The times we're living now need you to seek and find the light that's already within you. I really hope today's video has helped you somehow. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.